Hello everyone, I'm going to talk to you in this episode why it is important for you to invest in your business in the next few weeks and in the next few months. We are all going through a high level of uncertainty, and many of us are having to make decisions on the fly. As community leaders, business owners, and organization executives, we have a lot on our plate. And I'm going to go through some very key functions on why your marketing and communications is going to be vital to help you survive. So stay with me. Like I explained, we're going to talk about why the next few weeks and next few months are going to be critical to your business and why marketing and communications is the one time now that you really need to take an investment in it. But first, for those that don't know me, I'm Brandon Bohndorfer. If you guys follow me from Australia, Germany, the United States, or wherever you may be, thank you for continuing to support the content that we do and just showing enthusiasm for what it is that we have to share with each and every one of you. So a little background. A number of years ago, I started a digital company. And before that, I was in the print business, paper print for that matter. And through the years, my whole goal has been about marketing businesses and trying to get their communication out. A handful of years ago, I realized the importance of having organic, rural communication, really allowing businesses in our local markets to connect with the consumers that were here. And I've seen a great interaction between customers and businesses, and we've really been able to excel at that. This pandemic has brought a lot to our staff's plate. We have resources to help communicate, but one thing that's been mentally on our mind is what is it that we do communicate? What is important? And I felt that we've been able to do a very good job over the last few weeks as this pandemic here in the United States has grown. But here in the United States, businesses are starting to shut down or be limited. We see a number of states that are either imposing lockdowns or stay at home or shelter in place methods. And for a lot of businesses, a lot of leaders in those organizations have been asking our institution over the last few weeks and the last few days, and even, as a matter of fact, the last few hours, what is it that I do? Well, a lot of times in times of uncertainty, we like to reflect on historical paths. Now, we've seen and heard across national media here in the United States, and I'm sure this is abroad too, that our stock markets are being hit. Unemployment is at a rise, never seen before. And here in the United States, we could see as many as 40, 50, even 60 million people unemployed. Now, our government here is taking some great steps, and we're going to see how those pan out in the next few hours to the next few days on how they're going to help stimulate the organizations and businesses that are here. But like I said, a lot of times in moments of uncertainty, we have to reflect on what history has taught us. And I'm going to jump over here and I want to read something to you so I get it right. But we've faced times like this before. I've heard people refer to the cycles in the stock market and these rise in unemployment claims similar to what we would have experienced in the 1930s and late 1920s, what was known in the United States as a Great Depression. Now, through it all, there was businesses that were triumphant. There was businesses that succeeded. And we're going to pick on one industry, the ready-made cereal industry. There was two businesses, Kellogg's and Post. You guys probably familiar with them now if you tour your grocery stores, and I'm sure a lot of you have been to the grocery stores in the last few weeks as you're stocking up on supplies. If anybody can explain to me why TP is one of the most vital and essential items that we need, please in the comments below hit me up, explain why that took the course of action it did. But cereal. In the late 1920s, there was two primary businesses. And I'm going to read it here so I get it right, like I said. In the late 1920s, two companies, Kellogg's and Post, dominated the cereal market. At the time, this was a relatively new market. Americans had not fully embraced the alternative to oatmeal and cream of wheat. When the Great Depression hit, it was uncertain what the consumer's demand would be for these cereal companies. Post did what most businesses during such times do. They reined in expenses and cut back on their advertising. However, Kellogg's doubled its ad budget and moved aggressively into radio advertising. Radio advertising at the time was a developing medium for a lot of people. And at the time, it was a means in which a lot of people were getting real, instant, and live news versus papers that were maybe only circulating a couple times a day. A little background on why radio was important to their ad campaign. At the time, radio was how many people connected with their local news and world affairs. Kellogg's pushed their new cereal, Krispies, and by 1933, even as the economy tanked, their profits had risen by nearly 30%. Today, Kellogg's is a dominant in the industry that we know as the cereal market. What can we learn from this? Now, I know a lot of you are in decision-making roles, and you're weighing it out. You have your fixed operation expenses, you have your payroll, and you have marketing, as well as many other services that your business needs to support to stay ongoing. But what links us to the 1930s is the fact that we have a medium which we all have access to, social media. And what's really interesting about this moment in time, we're being asked not to go to work. We're being asked to stay in place, stay in shelter, stay at home. We've seen through different statistics that the amount of media, especially social media, that's being consumed in the last few weeks is through the roof. As people take further steps towards social distancing, they're finding themselves connecting with people through social media. They're finding themselves getting online to hear what's coming, what's in the pipeline. They're going online for resources. They're using the internet in a means in which they never did. And I've actually seen stories of people saying that this could break the internet for real. You see the number of students that are home with virtual learning programs across the United States and abroad. These are real times that people are investing themselves in the internet. And you as an organization have the opportunity to invest yourself in that same medium. Because just like in the 1930s, Kellogg's stepped up their advertising. They stepped up their brand. They did that by using a means that was live, that was providing them real-time information. And today we have that with social media. And the difference is, back then, we didn't have access to radio through paid channels. Today we have access to social media, and all we have to do is create the content. Now, maybe you have a communication department, maybe you don't. If those that do, this is an opportunity to sit down with them and talk about your brand strategy, your hours of operation, how you're going to service your customer, what products and services are most valuable and essential to them, and communicate that. Do so. Encourage you to. Put paid advertisement behind and reach audiences that you haven't connected with before. We're going to see more people on social media today than we ever have seen before. Matter of fact, a statistic that was ran that there's nearly 250 million people in the United States and Canada that are on Facebook today that weren't on Facebook 10 years ago when the last time the US saw some type of recession. Today we're facing a global recession. And it's pertinent as you as an organization help market yourself. Now, I don't know where we go from here. I've been telling a lot of the customers that I work with that we're going to continue to communicate with each and every one about the different services that we provide. But I'm hoping that I can use the platform that we've built for communications in planning with our Key to Success Planner as a means to help those business leaders that use our daily planner and use our goal tracking mechanisms as a means to help you organize your thoughts and plans. We have a lot of realtors, lawyers, business entrepreneurs, those that are hustling, trying to make it on their own, and a lot of executives that use our planner to really try to figure out each and every day and determine what it is that matters most. Someone in the marketing industry might think that, yes, I'm pushing something that is close to my heart. That is true, but I'm pushing it because I think it's vitally important. What we know about this economic turndown is it's being driven by a health pandemic. That health pandemic we will get through. As a world, we will embrace it and we'll muster through it. And when that time comes that we achieve success and we start to turn our lights back on and gear our businesses back up and consumers are there waiting to get out of the fresh air and visit the shops and restaurants and businesses and utilize the services that you offer, you want to be at the top of their mind. And the best way to do that right now is get on social media and reinvest yourself. Now there's tons of different platforms, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube videos are huge, as I'm currently connecting with each one of you. We're gonna have to discover new ways to communicate. If you look all around you, I'm in my basement right now, no lie. My staff is spread out across 30 different miles, and we're all connecting through online chats and some type of virtual communication tools. And we have to use this time to connect with our customers in the same means. This is also a moment where you're going to want to reinvest in your websites. Yes, you want to make sure at the end of the day that you have a platform that people can arrive at. No different than you have a front door to your business, you want a platform that's up to date and has the best opportunities for you to succeed in the digital marketing world. If you haven't updated your website in the last few years, I encourage you to do so. Install cookies, install Facebook Pixel into your site, set up Google Tag Manager, and if you don't know what those things are, connect with us and we'll help you through it. The idea is if you're out on social media in the digital space, branding your business and showcasing your products, you want them to come to your front door on the web, your website. And you want to be able to use the resources that you have in that site to be able to connect with that audience again. Maybe next week, maybe next month, maybe in 6 months from now. But guys, I assure you, if we invest in ourselves and make decisions for the future about who we are as a business, an organization, or as someone that's trying to hustle a product in their everyday life, by investing in communication right now, you'll have a stronger following when we make it through this pandemic. Guys, thank you for following me. I'm going to make an effort to do more videos about communication and marketing over the next few weeks, give you guys more insights on some of the different tools, try to find some free resources that are out there that you guys can use, and I'll break each one of those down. So if you find value in this, you're inspired to grow your communications and marketing, please hit that subscribe button and hit that like button so others have the opportunity to learn what it is that they should be doing as we as a nation, as a world, and as a community of leaders move forward together. I'm Brandon Bonifer. Until we see each other again.